The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Think of all that time. Every wait in the winter. All that time. No one else saw. Every sprint in the summer. Think of every sacrifice. Early mornings on the levee. Late nights in the film room. Bus rides to playoff games. Every bump in the road. Every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering, is it all worth it? It's all led to this. Man, I got this. It's a 60-minute drive for a 60-minute game. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time. Caveman on the line. HG got the stats.
No filters, no suits, just facts on blast.
He seems like no nonsense guy. Like
re-emphasize that for the Saints fans out there on TikTok. Caveman. What did you just say?
The rebuild starts right now. Marshawn Lattimore's gone, so the defense, but we're not getting any better.
We break it all down like overtime.
Looking to get it into Smith. What a pass! That's game! Daniel Smith with the game winner! Oh my goodness!
And that is why you have Aaron Fry pass the ball in.
No filters, no fake control. We run the plays, we own the soul.
It's a real year. Like you have the best quarterback in the league, arguably, the best wide receiver in the league, and you've got the best edge rusher in terms of total sacks this season. You're 4-7, and your playoff chances are hanging on by it.
Reading the field like a poet in rhyme.
Let's make it interesting.
We're making it interesting. Come on.
Oh, let's go! Put him in there.
This not
Put him in there.
We see through the hype, call out the thief. This ain't a game, this is
Watch every game the rest of the season in the NBA.
So don't you go staying there. You're never going to see that.
You're such a hater.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
For your
Looking live.
I came from the cave with a mic in hand. Drop stats so hard they ban my brand.
Can you hear me?
Testing. Is this thing on?
I think we're muted, Joel.
I hear you. No, I hear you guys.
There we go. All right. You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, everybody. HG and Caveman back in the house. before we get into this last East region of the bracket, we can get to cover. Got breaking news around the sports leagues that we're going to be covering today. MLB debuts tonight. Let me see who's playing. Let me see. Yankees and Giants are playing tonight, and that's going to be played before the full schedule of Thursday's 11 opening day games will kick off 2026 MLB season. We also are going to be talking about the NBPA calling for the 65 game rule to change. And I actually like this. I'm glad that they're making a little change for this. And then I got some fun stats across college baseball and softball to cover. But March Madness, man, we made it. We might have needed 3 hours for the March Madness show.
Yeah,
because
at least for the first round, there were a lot of games to get through, and unsurprisingly, we weren't able to do it all in 2 hours.
No.
But we had just one more region.
The most action-packed of them all.
We're going to bring up our community bracket again. And this is the region that we honestly did the best on so far. 100%.
Perfect.
Duke and St. John's getting to the Sweet 16 up here. And Michigan and UConn getting to the Sweet 16 at the bottom. And so now we'll be rooting for Duke and Michigan State to make it to the Elite Eight to keep this region perfect. But what game do we start on here, Caveman? There were a lot of really interesting ones from this region.
I think the first one we got to talk about real quick is what happened in Duke and Siena game, that first half of it. Going into halftime down by 11, they were getting some fits from the Saints in this one. It was just efficiency from them on the offensive side of the ball, man. They wouldn't miss. And they were really just clicking, sinking. Like John Shire said, man, he got out coached in that first half a little bit. He had to rally his guys back, really lock it down.
What I love about this game is that their starters played all 40 minutes, which, I mean, that was just really this is 5 guys from a mid-major taking the number 1 team in the country down to the wire.
Yep, made it a game.
A really cool story. Yeah, didn't make that the first sub until what was it, under a minute left in the game. I forget the exact timestamp, but Christian Jones didn't even record a minute of play time.
It's literally because the guy they subbed out, could barely even walk. He was he had to limp back into the locker room after the game.
Yeah. No, those guys played their hearts out. Justice Schultz, Gavin Dottie, Riley Mulvey, Brendan Coyle, and Francis Fulfack. Hats off to you. You guys played your hearts out in this one. Yeah, Duke really did, and Shire really got out-coached in the
Thank you. Good on sound.
Okay. In that first half of the game. All right, we got to add this to the stage. You can see right there. But yeah, they came back out, and I think they were just that second half, man. Cam was a lot more aggressive trying to score. He wasn't really all that efficient, but the second half, I think he just kind of, the guys were tired. He was kind of just going at them and getting more foul calls that way. Ended up getting 14 attempts at the line.
He had to take over in this one. But it was just another performance from him where he just goes out there. This is the safest pick in this draft, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not going to be the most flashiest guy. Might not even have the highest ceiling out of anyone. But I think just the safest pick, man. He's won.
He's got the best floor, though, I think. It's you're gonna, even if he doesn't turn out to be some superstar scoring point player. What you're getting is a guy that is he's a good post player. I mean, he plays the 4 spot really well. Um, he's got he's a decent shooter, plays really good defense, is a good rebounder. So I mean, it's just a overall really well-rounded player, and he did demonstrate that there. And I mean, like he's the type of guy where you don't necessarily need him to like if you don't necessarily need him to step up and be the guy right away too. Like that could be even more beneficial for a team. I mean, I still think he probably could be like a number 1 or 2 option for a team, but like he could. I mean, if some of the mocks where he goes to like Indiana are true, or potentially ends up like I could see like maybe even like Dallas again, or because they're going to probably have a high pick, or heck even Washington, like could be just he could just be really beneficial there as kind of a second to fringe or a third to fringe second option.
And I mean that would make a pretty fun lineup over there, man. Trae Young, and then that length in the wing, then the paint. Because you got Alex Sarr, Anthony Davis, and Cameron Boozer. So he'd be like just a giant 3.
I think
that team.
That would be even like better for his career too, because I think he just like give him like a few years where he's kind of like a supporting piece, and then like he could really just get a lot of work and development done and blossom into like this a pretty dominant like number 1 option. But we'll have to. We still got a tournament for him to play, so we'll see.
That's true.
What happens there? Well,
they handled TCU in the next game, but TCU is really not that bad. Their defense went under the radar all season long. They were really good.
I saw a lot of people that were so sure Ohio State was going to win this game, and I'm like, what? Why are they selling TCU short? I mean, they won 23 games in a very good Big 12. They like you said, their defense had been great all year. And they were a very gritty team. I really thought I was like that. I was on the Horned Frogs.
One of the teams in this bracket that has they press a lot and they're really successful at it. They were able to get like under like in the heads of Ohio State in that first half, and they were really putting in a lot of work. They were up 19 points before that crazy comeback was made. But one of the better teams as a 9 seed in this bracket, honestly. They're really good.
They were. This was like the very first game of the tournament too, and it was one of the best ones so far. I really enjoyed this one as well. Yeah, it was just great back and forth. I mean, evenly matched too. Every starter on Ohio State did manage to get into double digits here. You had TCU just slightly win that rebound advantage, but Ohio State with a slight advantage on the assist margins. And David Punch, Xavier Edmonds, I thought were both really fantastic in this one, but Mekhi Robinson really played this hard out. The Punch had the 16-13 double-double. Yeah, and then like in crunch time, there were just those. They were going back and forth, trading some big-time threes and some clutch buckets. So it was a great start to the game, but then TCU again. Duke was letting them hang around in that one for a little bit. Game was pretty close at halftime, but Duke's defense took over in the second half, only allowing 24 points.
Not the better of them.
Right. And I mean, they were just, I think of it, the speed and intensity of the defense, started leading to a lot of turnovers for TCU. And they weren't able to really keep the pressure up on Duke, because you look at this, they had 12 steals in this game, the Horned Frogs did. But I'd say a lot of those really came in the first half. Yeah. I think Duke did start playing this game a lot faster than they normally do. Like, they just felt sped up and got back to, slowing it down in the second half there. So does pose an interesting matchup against St. John's. Makes me a little concerned about Duke. Like, are they going to get out to this kind of slow start again? Like, St. John's will be a tougher team to come back against. They handled Northern Iowa pretty handily, 79-53 in the first round.
But it has been done, because even though Kansas had a little bit of trouble pulling away and get too big of a lead on Cal Baptist. Cal Baptist didn't have the greatest first half. Their leading scorer in that one, if he was as efficient as he was in the first half as he was in the second, and coming down the stretch, this game might have been a lot different for Kansas. But
they were able to jump out to that big lead, but they almost gave it up. Like, Cal Baptist came back, storming back, but too much inefficiency in the first half. It's tough to, it's really tough to climb out of a hole like that, especially against a team that's as talented as Kansas. But
they kind of did the same thing to St. John's, though. Pretty sure they were down by 19 before they eventually came back.
Yeah, Kansas started out with a pretty big lead. I don't know if it was 19. I think it was like they were up like 20-9, 21-9, something like that. Looked like they had a lot of the momentum. They were having a lot of shots falling, and then all of a sudden, St. John's is up. They went on a 25-6 run to close out the half, something like that, and they're all of a sudden up by 8. And it was a different game in that second half. St. John's took a lot of threes in this. They didn't convert a high clip, but they did take a lot of threes.
I feel like that is one reason why Kansas was able to get that really big run and come back. They weren't really finding that great look like they were when they built up that huge lead, and they were forcing a lot of shots. Danny Darling, guy who made the game-winning shot, he was 0 for 4 until the game-winning bucket. So their shot selection wasn't the greatest coming into the end of the game, and Rick Pitino is done great. He's already almost at 100 total career wins, and he's on like his second or third season there. So he might be able to give Duke some fits here in the Sweet 16.
I mean, his team for a lot of this game, they were chucking up a lot of threes. I mean, they got out rebounded. They didn't really win in the paint, but what they did really well was force mistakes. They had 7 steals. Kansas, I mean, that was, I think, a big reason why Kansas ultimately wasn't able to pull this one out, is they gave up 18 points off of their 16 turnovers. So they just they really beat St. John's in a number of areas, but they gave them some extra opportunities that ultimately ended up coming back to bite them. And you look at like how close the margins were on everything, really, except for the points off of turnovers. That was a kind of a big disparity there in a 2-point game. That was, that was pretty crucial. Yeah, they really seemed to want, Peterson with the ball in his hands a lot, but he was obviously looking to score first. He's not really much of a passer, and like when you had like Melvin Council and Trey White, some of your more experienced guards, even they weren't making the right decisions. I mean, between those three guys, those were 11 of your 16 turnovers was from those three alone.
I think Bill Self kind of shot himself in the foot here with this one by letting Darren Peterson be like your primary ball handler. They should have allowed him to be in the shooting guard role and just have some plays written up for him to get a shot like that, and then have his facilitators run this game. Especially when you're making that comeback, they might have been able to just put the game away, come back down that big margin and just put the game away.
I do also think that they were just scared to like run offense. It was like get the ball into Peterson's hands and let him go to work. And like that's not a bad idea, but like I wouldn't go to that too much because again, like he's probably just gonna have he's not a great passer. He's probably just gonna end up having to shoot, or you're kind of gonna get forced, or he is gonna pass it out, but like it's not gonna be to the right. It's just going to be to the closest guy available. So you're not going to get a great look or a great shot. Like it just wasn't like my favorite offensive game plan, like you gotta have some confidence in your other guys or ask them to step up a little bit more.
They won so many games without him that it's like, I don't understand it.
It was a strange strategy for sure. Now we got to talk about that final shot, the buzzer beater, Dylan Darling. We were actually having a debate about this at work because this game was on CBS, so we've got a number of CBS affiliates, so we were watching on some of the TVs around the hub, and my boss is like, he thought it was a dumb idea that Kansas used all their fouls to run off the clock because then they didn't get another shot. I think it was the right idea because you think like, okay, you use those fouls, you don't let them get up and get into an offense. It burns off some time on the clock. They have less time to set up a shot. It was the right idea too because I mean they had the inbound from half court. They just defended it horribly and let Darling get right to the rim. What do you think?
I kind of agree with you there. Like you do want to drain away the clock and not give that, like not let them get set. But at the same time, you were the team that was making the comeback. I feel like I would have wanted would always want the last shot.
Right.
If there is a chance that they make theirs, like I would at least want a slight chance. Like I want some time to get my shot, especially if I was making the comeback.
That's true. I think like situationally though, St. John's, like after Peterson hit those 2 free throws, St. John's had 16 seconds to work with. 16, 15 seconds, somewhere around there. Like that was how much time was left on the clock because Peterson like shot like really early. Like he still had a lot of time, but he went into a shot and gave. So that left you with like 15, 16 seconds. And then they fouled a bunch and were able to whittle it down to 3.9. And that was all they had. 3.9 seconds on the inbound to get it at half court and get a shot up. And I just think the defense, like they they gave themselves the opportunity they wanted. Like, they just played it horribly. Like, I think, you can't just let a guy drive right to the basket with that little time left. And especially from half court, like, you got to force them to take a jump shot. You can't make them try to take a lay. And they didn't do that. I think Bill Self made the right coaching decision, but they just didn't really execute that well defensively. They gave up way too easy of a look.
It's like that play call was it was the double screen from a half court inbound. But they didn't actually really set him because Darling just took off. It was really just to get all the big men out of the paint and have a wide open lane to the basket. And it was just they all bit on those high screens, and everyone was about to play like St. John's was going for a 3-point shot.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. Dylan Darley goes in the huddle and called that play.
And what confidence! I mean, the guy hadn't made a shot all game. That's who you give the ball to on the final.
Like, let's go.
The final possession, and to his credit, he got it.
That's the confidence that Bill Self needed in his guys.
All right. Well, you had an uninspiring game between Michigan State and North Dakota State. That was all Spartans in that one.
Same with Louisville. That was, yeah.
An intriguing near upset, though, by South Florida. This was a game I was saying could have possibly been an upset. And the Cardinals, started out hot, but, they had a 10-point lead at halftime. But the Bulls, to their credit, really fought back in this one and nearly pulled it off, only losing by 4.
Made me sad, man. I thought this game was gonna be like a back and forth one. They almost pulled the comeback though. Hurt my brackets.
It was their offensive rebounding, which was something South Florida's been so good at all year, played a huge role in that comeback, especially in the second half. All those second chance opportunities. But Louisville just way more efficient from 3. That was something that was really killing them. 5 of 33 from beyond the arc is not good. Guys, it's really bad. If you're a statistician, especially when your opponent goes 13-25. So that hurt the Bulls. But then Louisville, another thing that they were leaving points on the floor. They missed a lot of free throws in this one. And then they were getting just bodied in the paint, like getting outscored in paint points by 14. So look at some of the individual performances here. It was Joseph Pion, man. He hit all of the threes for South Florida. He hit all 5 of their threes. Nobody else made any. Wes Ennis, man, this guy kind of sold the game for his team. I'm not going to lie. He was not very good. He 2 of 15, 0 of 11 from 3. I was like, bro, coach, at some point, maybe you got to just pull the guy. He's really not helping. Besides running up your offensive rebound numbers, but no,
he was out there to rebound. He was out there to rebound. They were leaving him open.
Yeah. But Isaiah Nelson and Joseph Pinion were doing most of the scoring, 27 and 22. They didn't get a whole lot from the rest of their starters, though. 6, 4, and 4. They did. Gavin Hightower honestly ended up playing more minutes down the stretch for them, and he played a lot better, was much more efficient shooting, gave him 12, 14, and 3 off the bench, and picked up 4 steals as well. So his defense was pretty valuable, but yeah, it wasn't enough to take down the Cards. They were able to just hold on. And we're missing Mikal Bridges in this one, though. Or not Bridges, what's his name? Mikal Brown.
Louisville, though, put up a pretty good fight against Michigan State in the second round game, but they just couldn't hold off that last minute run for Michigan State. Just couple big dunks really got the spark going. The Michigan State's defense got pumped again, and Louisville couldn't keep it on anymore. It was a really good game, though. This one was one of the better second round games here. Got just nice offense back and forth, good defense.
And see, every time it sort of looked like Michigan State was going to start pulling away, the Cardinals started fighting their way and creeping back into it. They just could they get that run going, and then they just they could never finish it. I mean, credit to Tom Izzo. He did a really good job of using it when he used his timeout, nipping the bud, and getting his team settled.
There.
Yeah,
good damage control. Didn't let his lead slip out too much there. He knew his guys could win that game pretty easily.
And it's crazy. It's like Cohen Carr was the leading scorer in this one. Like a very great athletic player, but not typically their go-to guy when it comes to scoring. But he had 21 and 10 in this one. And Jeremy Fears, just an unreal passer with the 12 and 12 points, 16 assists is just crazy, man. He wasn't super efficient shooting, but he created so much offense with his passing in this game. Eventually he just stopped looking to score and was really just finding his team for some great looks.
Both him and Carr, not the greatest shooters, but definitely NBA scouts. Dream. One guy, insane athleticism, great defender, dunk on anyone, go up and block anyone, and just not the greatest three-point shooter. And then got Fears, not the greatest three-point shooter, can really get inside the lane with his ball handling. He's really fast. He's athletic too and can dunk on a lot of different people. Great perimeter defender. He's just not the greatest three-point shooter. I mean, I think a lot of NBA teams are going to be willing on getting these guys, honestly.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned three-point shooting because this was one of those games, another one where it's like one team I felt was taking too many because Louisville, you only hit 2 more threes than Michigan, and you took 11 more than they did.
Got to take advantage of when the other team is not really that efficient on the other side.
Yeah.
I feel like they were trying to, and it was just too much.
One of those
way
where
too many threes.
Some guys, I think, are a little too trigger happy when you're down and you get even just a little space, even if you're not necessarily super great from 3. Like they just think they got a jacket, and it's like, well, we can, there's still 15 seconds on the shot clock. You're not open. Let's maybe keep running some offense here.
And the Spartans will be going on to play UConn, who have been taking care of business. They took out Mick Cronin and company, but Furman gave them a tougher fight.
I'll say Furman was hanging in there for a while. Furman really hung in there for a while, but Terrence Reed absolutely dominated this one. Like, we got to talk about this performance.
Another guy that needs to get in the league as well.
31 points and 27. Yes, 27 rebounds. I mean, he out-rebounded Furman as a team individually. That's insane, dog.
Got another Scotty Barnes type player right there. Like,
on 12 of 15
holy
shooting.
crap.
Yeah, this guy was I mean, he was just so much stronger than everybody down there. It was like all the centers that Furman threw at them, like, they were tall, but they were like skinny, lanky guys. Like, Reed's like tall and he's like square. Like, he's got a big frame, real incredibly strong. It's just like, I mean, he can kind of just impose his will down there on those smaller centers from the mid majors, and he did. Like, he out rebounded an entire team, and was really like carrying the Huskies for a lot of that one, and took over down the stretch. I'll give Caravan some credit, man. Caravan hit a lot of big threes. Was also 9-16. He was pretty efficient too. So, like, those two really helped rally the Huskies, because the rest of the squad, I mean, Solo Ball didn't have a great game. Braylon Mullins hit some big shots late in this one. It was a lot better in the second half, despite going 0 for 8 from 3. And Malachi Smith only 4 points. So those two, Caravan and Reed, man, those two really righted the ship while the rest of the team was struggling. And then ultimately, like, UConn, a lot better in the second half, and especially late in the second half. Like, once it got under 10 minutes, that's when they started pulling away and securing their lead. But I think Reed, that's one of the most unreal performances of the first round. That was one of my favorite. Was, I mean, 31 and 27. Only 3 missed shots. I mean, the guy was just doing whatever he wanted. Furman just had to play, or had to pray.
They kept themselves in it, though, just like UCF attempted to do their first round game against UCLA. It was a close one that I thought the Knights could win, just because a lot of the injuries that are on UCLA, and McCronin just has like a 85% chance that somebody's getting ejected from the game anytime he's out on the floor. It's just like, or just him screaming at the refs for the absolute worst
K-Man
reason.
hates McCronin, guys.
Hates him. He's the worst coach ever. Get him fired. Of all time.
Worst coach ever.
Of all time.
In any sport.
Hands down.
Oh, he looks like Bruce Willis too.
Yeah.
I recall, I'm like, is that Bruce Willis on the sideline?
He looks like a short Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Short, very angry Bruce Willis.
Oh man. Yeah, this UCF game was fantastic though. A lot of UCLA got up to a pretty sizable lead. I mean, they were up by like 12 and 14, multiple points. And the Knights at the end almost came back, fell short by 4 points. It was Jordan Burks who, down the stretch, he was making some big time shots, burying some threes. Hit 6 of them in this game, scored 22 points. Jermichael Stillwell, a double-double, 10 and 13 for the Knights. So those guys really fought back. But the injury-depleted Bruins, led by Eric Daly, were able to weather the storm. Held out despite really getting – this was one of the find out at the break. This is one of the rare occasions where a team kind of got smoked on the boards and they were still able to win because UCF really dominated the rebounding margin, 53-31. They were just way more inefficient from the not even that much more inefficient from the field, but at the free throw line. Only 5 of 16. That's 31% on free throws. So you left 9 4-point loss, and you left 9 really easy points on the floor. I think ultimately, more than anything, that's really what it came down to. Give UCLA's defense a lot of credit, though. They did pick up 13 steals and 9 blocked shots.
This game was pretty good. I liked it. The outcome, not a fan of.
Well,
the outcome of the next game is what I was very happy with, because second half of this game was all Connecticut.
Again, one where it was pretty close there in that first half, and then just absolutely shut down in the second half.
It was making me think. You're like, all right, they've won. They might get a couple wins on their belt with a few injuries on the roster. I might have to give Mick Cronin some love. Nope, and I got blessed up. The basketball gods helped me out.
Yeah. Big difference. UConn got 21 attempts at the line, hit 19 of those. Those made a big difference. UCLA's they were just lacking a lot of size. They got killed on the boards again. I mean, Reed, not as impressive this game, only 10 and 13, but still a double-double. And this time he blocked 3 shots as well.
Hey.
But Caravan was lighting them up, dropped 4 threes, ended up scoring 27 points in this one.
He was on a mission.
Yeah, he even blocked a shot. Solo Ball's been weirdly quiet in this tournament, though. Like 9 points in the first game against a mid-major, and then 0 in this one. 0 for 5 from 3. He didn't even attempt a 2-point shot in this one. So him and Malachi Smith have not really played great. Braylon Mullins was a lot better consistently throughout this one, though. And having some guys on the bench that Dan Hurley was able to go to reliably, i.e. Jaden Ross, 11 and 3, with an assist, a steal, or 2 steals, and a blocked shot as well in this game. Really was a real help for them. So I'm a little concerned about UConn. I mean, I don't think they're advancing. I mean, we have Michigan State going on. Michigan State's looked a lot more cohesive, and I think they're just getting more out of all their players. It's
yeah,
kind of
unless
just
we see like a crazy game from somebody. I mean, that's kind of what it took to get out of the first game. We needed Reed to go nuts. This game, second half run was kind of sparked by Caravan's offense and him getting a lot of second chance points in the paint, and just like him doing pretty much everything on the floor. Like it was getting that team hype. And is the guard play going to come into effect here? Because you got Fears and Carr, and you gotta like Solo Ball. Somebody's got to step up here.
I mean, Michigan plays really intense defense too. I mean, they're very physical with you, and I don't think the Huskies have been all too good about protecting the basketball. They've been a little careless with it. There's been some bad turnovers. I think that could really spiral out of control for them against Michigan State. And I mean, well, Reed will still probably be like the biggest dude, like just like weight wise out there. Like Michigan State's got plenty of like strong defenders. I just don't think there's like UCLA didn't really feel like they had anybody that could truly play center for them. That was like a that can match up against Reed. And then like Furman's centers were just, too skinny, but that's not going to be an issue for Michigan State. So, and then on the other side, like their defense hasn't been super good either. So, like, I mean, like an experienced guard like Fears, who's just so, he's so deliberate and so quick with his decision making and so good at making decisions with the basketball. He might pick them apart.
How many assists did UCLA have as a team?
As a team, 14. But Donovan Dent had 10 of those. They were kind of having Dent make all the decisions, which I mean, he's your senior point guard, so
like it's different with Michigan State. Like Fears will give you 10 to 12 assists, like he did in the first and second round games, and the rest of the team still might give you another 10 total.
Yeah,
so it's going to be a lot tougher for UConn in this one. They're facing off like just a really, really physical team. I think they can match them down low, like Caravan and Kohler. It's going to be a battle, man. They're going to be duking out in the paint. I'm excited to see this game in the Sweet 16. This is probably my favorite matchup of the whole bracket. This is the one that I really wanted to see because I think solo ball can also bring that same level of defensive pressure on the perimeter. Like their matchups are really, really, really complementary to each other. Their style of play. So I'm excited to see this one.
All right. Well, knowing everything we know now, let's drop some predictions for the next round. We'll start here. Yeah, Michigan State, UConn. I think we both got the Spartans moving on. St. John and Duke. I think I still trust.
I still trust Duke, but ooh, man, this is it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be a close game.
Yes, I think it's really gonna come down to the shot making from the guards. I think like the big guys inside, like Zuby Ejiofor, Cameron Boozer, they'll leave their imprint on this game. I think like you're gonna need some clutch shooting on the perimeter, especially because neither one of these teams like will light you up from three necessarily. I think like whoever can be more efficient from there, can make a big difference. Arizona, Arkansas.
Arizona.
I do think I'll still go Arizona.
That's gonna be tough. I'm picking up because I got him winning.
Yeah, I mean, I think this will be a pretty high scoring game because Arkansas's offense is just so fast paced. It's hard to slow down, but Arkansas's kind of got a similar problem where it's like, their bigs are not nearly as big as like Koa Pete and Mo Krivas. Like those dudes are just giants. So I think like the rebounding disparity is going to probably favor Arizona and
Krivas.
Acuff is a bucket, but Jaden Bradley, Braden Burries, both senior guards, been playing for a while. I trust them in the big moments.
Braden's a freshman.
Oh, that's right. Braden's a freshman. Jaden Bradley's
he's a senior.
He's a senior. And I do trust the senior guard to make the right decision, the clutch play, more than the freshman. Right. We got Texas and Purdue.
Give me Texas.
Screw it. The Cinderella run continues here.
The Purdue's been playing well, but I think I'm looking back. They're always back in their ways.
Yeah.
They're going to go back to their ways that they've been this season. Texas has been playing good.
Texas is a team that can really match up with them on the boards. And defensively, they've just been really good at taking away what they adjust and take away what other teams want to do. That's what I've been seeing them do. So I believe they can do that same thing there. But Braden Smith, it's hard to force that guy to make the wrong decision. Michigan, Alabama. Yeah, I think this is where Alabama's offensive explosion comes to a stop. Give me the Wolverines here. Like I said, they've got the athleticism from those big players to really take away the 3-point line. And on the other side, I don't know if Alabama's necessarily got enough size to stop them. And I trust Elliot Cadeau a bit more than Phylon.
All right, next one.
Iowa State, Tennessee. I think I still got to go with Iowa State, even if Joshua Jefferson is hurt.
Yeah.
Again, he's a big part of their offense, but they really first and foremost thrive off of their defense and their ball pressure. They've still got guys that can knock down big threes, and I mean we've seen guys step up game after game. First it was Killian Torrey scoring 25, and then Lipsy scores 27. So they've been answering the call. I think bit more experience on that team, and I like them defensively a little bit more. Are you Tennessee or Iowa?
Iowa State.
Iowa State. Yeah, Iowa State. Illinois, Houston. Well, we've got Illinois in the Final Four, so I'm sticking with that. I still think they can beat this.
I'm going with them too.
They've got, honestly, they're probably bigger than Houston. So I mean, they're going to be able to. What was I going to say? I mean, they're Houston's been just crushing teams on the board. I don't think they're going to have a huge advantage in that way. And despite some Wagler struggling, they've found ways to adjust their offense, and other guys have really been stepping up and kind of making it easier for the freshmen. So it's been really great coaching there. I think they can still do it. This is probably going to be the closest matchup of the next round. It's the one I am the least sure about because Houston, very good team again. And then finally, we've got Iowa, Nebraska, the battle for the cornfields. Man, I feel like I'm going to go
with Iowa.
Go with Iowa. I think I got to go with Nebraska on this one. Simply just for their 3-point shooting. And I'm getting a little worried about Bennett Sturts, man. I know he's got a few days of rest and everything, but they've been really running him ragged. He's sat out over the last 16, now I guess 17 games. He's only he hasn't even sat out 10 minutes over that period of time. They've been.
I think their shooting could match Nebraska, and obviously they're going to outsize them. So if they can just hit their shots, I think Iowa can steal another one.
That's true. Nebraska's just been dynamite from 3 this tournament. And they've been so good with their clutch shooting. So this will be an interesting back and forth. Iowa could definitely drag this game down, and then make Nebraska play their style of basketball just like they did before. This one will also be super close. I'm stoked for every matchup though. Next round, I mean, they're all going to be fantastic. Can't wait for the Sweet 16. All right, but we are going to go ahead and hit our first break of the day. When we come back, we've got some updates on the NBA, and Caveman's also got some interesting softball stats for us. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Till the Final Whistle here on Military Broadcast Radio.
Date yourself. Yeah. Date yourself. Date yourself. Ooh. Stop swiping right. Get yourself right. It's exactly what you do. Be a stream, not a trickle, it down, not a nickel, and they will come to you. Date yourself. Yeah. Date yourself. Yeah. Code a phrase, you're in Nicholas, and you're trying to find a dime. It don't make no sense how you spend your time. With safe and change values, put your heart up on the chill. Rewind and find your mind this time. Drop it and date yourself. Date yourself. Date yourself. Date yourself. Date yourself. Yeah. Keep trying, but you keep lying about who you are and what you've done. If you don't tell the truth about you, then you'll never find the one. Date yourself. Yeah. Make a break from the dating scene. Get free, get loose. The only one you need to chase is you. Those days are through when you used to do the things that you used to do. You know that it's true. You're the sweetest fruit. So see the truth, brother. When you love yourself, you don't need another lover. Get out, work out, eat out with your friends. Cause time working on yourself, it's time well spent. It's like you threw yourself into the pig pen last time. But don't throw your pearls before swine. Date yourself. Yeah. Date yourself. Ooh. Date yourself. Yeah. Date yourself. Ooh. Stop swiping right. Get yourself right. It's exactly what you do. Be a stream, not a trickle, it down, not a nickel, and they will come to you. Date yourself. Hey, yeah. Date yourself. Yeah. Date yourself. Self. Ooh. Trying to get your line home. Real hard what you've done. Don't tell the truth about you. You'll never find the one. Date yourself.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Find us on the web at mbradio.net.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, everybody. And we got some breaking news from Sean. Other than the NBPA 65 game rule, it looks like another state might get an NBA team.
So the Board of Governors for the NBA has approved the vote for the league to explore bids and applicants for expansion teams exclusively in Las Vegas and Seattle. It looks like. Sources tell ESPN the bidding process is expected to generate offers in the 7 to 10 billion range for each team. So people can make some bids for bring some teams either to Las Vegas or Seattle exclusively. It looks like there aren't any other.
It's probably going to be Vegas.
It should be Seattle.
The Vampire wants to make more money off of betting, but will ban people for it. So, well, it's probably going to be Vegas, and then it's probably going to be something that has to do with gambling, like the Aces. You know?
Yeah.
Like
the Vegas Spades. That would be so funny.
It can be the Jesters.
Yeah.
That's what they are. and they're going to come out in pinstripe uniforms, red, white, blue, yellow, and they're going to be the Jesters.
The Vegas Bookies. That'll be what they're called.
One of my coworkers was saying that if it's in Vegas, it could be like the Outlaws or something.
They'd have what?
Kind of go back to like old Wild West history kind of thing. So that could be kind of cool.
They'll have, excuse me, they're going to have the Athletics, the Knights, the Raiders, the Outlaws, and the Aces. All the Vegas sports teams.
They better go back to Seattle and then give them the first 5 overall picks in the draft.
Maybe they do both because, I mean,
that would be awesome.
If you do just one, then you
have an uneven amount of teams. Right. There's 33. You need 34.
But then they'd also have to probably rework conferences. So I think we've seen Memphis and Minnesota probably go to the East.
Go to the East.
Which isn't the worst thing. Like, the East could use some better teams. Like, obviously, Memphis is pretty poo-poo right now, but
Minnesota going.
Minnesota would be like immediately like a top 3 team in the East.
That would be really interesting.
They would be like a perennial top 4 team in that conference. So,
how do you feel about the 65 game rule being changed? I am a fan of it. There's just obviously those players that aren't really going. They're getting injured a lot, and still getting those awards. Like in Cade's situation, I think it deserves to be looked past it, but it's like very close that he's gonna even make the cut because of this rule.
All right, like he would have definitely qualified if his lung didn't collapse when it did. So that's I think they might need to rework it because like sometimes you just can't control getting injured, and it's tough because you don't want like a guy like Embiid or like even like Kawhi Leonard is another example I can think of, Anthony Davis, or it's like these guys that just like sit out and miss so much time can come in and play well and still be in the consideration versus somebody like like SGA is available, Jokic is available, Luka's usually is available. Giannis has been a bit more hurt this year, but I feel like in years past he's been pretty available. So, Jaylen Brown's been very available for his team, and like Cade has been available until this happened.
Just now, and
they're pretty close. I mean, they've got a 5-game lead, but there's still a lot of season left. Like a 5-game lead in the conference is nothing when there's how many games left? We're at roughly around game 71. So like not having your best player and there's double-digit games still to be played.
Yeah, they've already got their playoff spot by getting the 50-game mark, but still a little bit left in the season that they could lose their 1 seed. I mean, it's just a career-defining season for them. Like it doesn't really make sense to take his name out of the hat. If they should just change. They should maybe just change, like not set in stone 65 game rule. It should be a certain amount of games throughout each month during the season. And they should like literally track the amount of game. I think that should be part of what goes into the consideration for these awards is how much time you're actually missing during the season.
Yeah. I feel like voters should maybe consider availability, and maybe there's a cutoff too, where it's like, yeah, you've got to play, up to 65 games to this point. There's just not like it's a weird situation. I don't know I don't really have a good answer on what the right answer is.
Yeah.
It's hard to, you got to consider availability, but it's also just hard to gauge, as viewers, we're not the doctors, we're not, team medical personnel. We really don't know how bad the injury is. I usually default to the guy that is more available. Typically,
through the whole regular season, he was there and pretty much making every single decision on the offensive side of the ball.
Let's see what the MVP odds are.
Luka skyrocketing to the top 4, like that article says, and there's the list right there. I don't know about all that.
I guess they might have taken Cade off because of his injury.
Wow. That's just BS. I don't like Luka being on the list for MVP this season because of how well that supporting cast has actually stepped up for the Lakers this year. Austin Reeves, and hell, even when they made that trade for freaking Luke Kennard, he's made some big plays, shooting threes for him.
And Jokic is down in 4th. We're going on.
That's crazy.
The second year in a row of him averaging a triple-double. And just nope. And it's like averaging a triple-double while also being first in the league in rebounds and assists. And still top 10 in scoring. Shooting 57% from the field. 38% from 3. And if he didn't have that weird 3-point slump, too, he'd be still be shooting right around 42%, 45.
So that's like 50-40-90 club, 50-40-80.
Yeah, he was shooting 42% pre-All-Star break and then dropped. Damn, he shot 66% from 3 in February. I didn't know that. But just weird that he's averaging a triple-double while being this hyper efficient and is in 4th place.
Luka's only on there because of the LA market, in my opinion. I feel like because that's just they always got to have something from the Lakers in the top of the headlines.
Yeah. Luka is scoring a ton. He's about had an insane past couple weeks, man. Let's see. His past few games, I'll go ahead and pull them up. And I know he had a 60-pointer. Had a massive 30-point triple-double. Let's see. Okay. So going back to the 16th, scored 36 against Houston. Then he dropped 49 and 10 rather on Houston the 2 days later. These are all on the road, by the way. Against Miami, he scored 60 points, had 33 against Orlando, and 32, 7 and 6 against the Pistons in the game that they lost. So it's a crazy 5-game stretch. I do feel like he deserves to be on there, but what he does is a lot of scoring.
His triple double averages days like that version of Luka, I'd say. But there's a lot of Lakers' success that is coming from everyone else right now.
They do definitely need him to score a lot tonight. Besides like Austin Reeves, man, like LeBron to a lesser extent, they don't really have a whole lot of scores, but he doesn't. And I mean, he is third in the league in assists. Let's see who else is on here. Wemby makes sense. Obviously, yeah, Shea's going to probably be on there. Jaylen Brown, I feel like should be above. I would put Jaylen Brown in second, maybe even first. Like I just think what he's done for that team.
He's still my pick right now.
Yeah.
Him or Cade Cunningham, but obviously we'll see what happens with that one.
I mean, all the roster turnover, you're missing your number 2 guy in your supporting cast, and like you've lost 5 players that were on your championship team 2 years ago. Most of the free agency, some to injury. Just a wildly different roster, and your team is in second place in the East. He's averaging 28, 7, and 5, shooting 47% from the field. And I believe he's got a pretty nasty 3-point percentage as well.
Which is...
No, okay, never mind. I was mistaken. He's only shooting 34% from there.
Okay, I was going to say, it's like a new high from him. But that honestly is pretty good for him. I'd say he's usually shooting around there, 30%.
Yeah, that's around his average. And then, yeah, of course, what Cade's done for the Pistons. And we'll see, like, how they do without him. Because how many games has he missed now?
It has to only be at least, like...
See, when was the last time he played? This was the 17th, so... how many games have they played since the 17th? I'm going to pull up the full schedule here. All right, so they've missed it. They've been missing him for 3 games. They have won all 3, albeit not against the stiffest of competition. The Wizards, Golden State. I mean, the Lakers is a pretty impressive win. So I'll give them that. And then they've got Atlanta and New Orleans coming up. And then they get a pretty tough stretch. They're going to have to go to Minnesota, to OKC, home for Toronto and Minnesota. Then they've got Philly, who's pretty banged up, and then Orlando before their final few games probably won't be too difficult. I mean, at Charlotte could be tough, but Milwaukee and Indiana. They got a 4-game stretch. We're going to really see how that team is without Cade, especially 2 road games on national TV against Minnesota and against OKC.
Ooh, man. All right.
Yeah, we'll see how they do, but a home win against the Lakers does give you a little bit of confidence in the squad.
They need to change this 65-game rule, or more voters got to take into account availability, because I don't think there's 12 games left in the season. I don't think will miss more than the 65, the limit.
Yeah. Well, hopefully not, but to the risk of sounding like a narcissist, I don't think it really matters, because I think SGA was going to win it regardless. So
that's true.
But like, if he doesn't hit the threshold, then like he might not be able to qualify for all NBA teams. Like he definitely deserves to be on an all NBA, maybe even all defense. So that'll suck, because like he's absolutely played at an all NBA level.
Yeah,
and he needs to be on one of those teams. Without it, I mean, I would say. I mean, I think first team's probably going to be like Shea, Luka, Giannis, maybe Jokic and Wemby. Probably maybe Jaylen Brown even on there. So he'd probably be all NBA second team, but he deserves it without a doubt. So I hope I hope they reevaluate that. Let's know what your thoughts are on that, though. But Cayman, you had some softball updates for us.
I do, and we're going to take a look at some college baseball too, because obviously tonight we got the MLB kicking off, Yankees and Giants, and then we got 11 openers. I mean, in this 2026 season, the main headline going into it for the MLB is the Dodgers and three-peating. So that's really one thing I'm kind of looking out for. I want to see if they can pull it off. First ever.
Lofter's pretty good. They're stacked. They can definitely do it. Didn't I thought the Yankees, they three-peated at the turn of the millennia. 90, 99, 2000, 2001.
See.
Or did they go two?
Oh yeah. It would be the first time since.
Okay. Those are some stacked.
They won 98 to 2000.
Okay, that's what. Alrighty. But yeah, it would be. I don't know. I don't think a lot of teams can stop them. We'll see. I mean, like maybe Milwaukee, they should be pretty good again. But I mean, the Dodgers sort of took their lunch money in the postseason. I mean, Shohei Ohtani literally had the greatest game of baseball we've ever seen to close them out. Yeah, the Yankees won't do it. Blue Jays should be good again. Will they be able to get back? I don't know. Phillies will still be will still be a bit of a problem. Trying to think, man, I think it's just up to the Rockies really to stop this three-peat.
That's what I was gonna say.
The Rockies gotta save us, man.
We're gonna win the NL West, be a 1 seed,
in
the playoffs, and we'll take them out. Then it's about facing the Colorado Rockies in the World Series, and when they're gonna three-peat.
Guardians might be on the comeback this year, but LA they still. Who was it that? It's Kyle Tucker that they got in the off season too, right? Like it just.
Yep, they added another piece.
They just keep getting better, so.
They got
infinite
money out there for that team, dude.
Let us know if you think anybody can stop the Dodgers, but I don't feel optimistic.
The future might have some upset in it because in college baseball, just last night, got 1, 2, 3 teams in the top 25, all taking a loss last night. The number 2 team in the country, Texas, lost to Houston 9-7. Kennesaw State took out number 7 Georgia 10-7. Florida beat Florida State, who's ranked 10 currently, 5-0. And Memphis with the big upset on number 18 Ole Miss 6-2. So we've had some crazy games last night.
Oh my god! And Campbell beat number 14 ranked NC State 7-2.
Oh my gosh! Another upset.
There were a couple of top 25 matchups. Mississippi State, wow, they shut out 11th ranked Southern Miss 12-0, and then 12-16 matchup here between UCS and Oregon State. Oregon State getting the victory 12-4. So some top 25 matchups that were pretty one-sided, it looks like.
And I was checking out the leaders in pitching and everything. It is no longer the guys from Florida with the zero ERA. Right now, currently, Matthew Mariano from the University of Albany got 103 right now. But only once he's a closer, only has one actual finish in the game. He's a rotational pitcher.
Okay.
One of the main starters, it looks like Kentucky, Jackson Jelkin. He's 5-0 this season. 2.9 ERA. Not bad.
It's real. Yeah, looking like another real talented pitching pool in the college world.
The real crazy stats that I've been finding are in college softball, because two of the best teams right now, two that I want to actually talk about, UCLA, one of them, 17 runs scored. But notice how they had 17 hits. It's like they just scored a home run every single time they hit the ball. But once we check their batting stats, you're gonna see. And Oklahoma as well. Two teams that are just bombing on teams. But we got Megan Grant, the senior, this year. She has 39 hits on the season, HG. Guess how many home runs she has?
39 hits? Like 10, 11?
23.
Holy crap.
23.
Oh, what's her batting average?
And she's one of the best in the country right now. 5.57.
5.57. How many at-bats?
Let's see.
Those are 70 at-bats. So
yeah, 70.
39 hits at 70 at-bats and 23 home runs. Wow.
And 53 RBIs. She's only been struck out 6 times. Which, I mean, it seems like that's impossible.
That might be kind of good. I don't know. That sounds like it's kind of good.
And her teammate here as well, Jordan Woolery, she has 49 hits, 93 at-bats. You see the difference there, that Megan Grant has like way less at-bats. The person above her, Mariah Poehler, has 101 at-bats this season. And even this girl here from Robert Morris only has 62, and she's up there. But Jordan Woolery, 93 at-bats, 49 hits, and 19 home runs with a whopping 68 RBIs. 68 RBIs on the year. And then another one of the top batters on here is all Oklahoma. Cassidy Pickering, Kai Minor, all in the top of these batters. And it's insane. I don't know how you can have 39 hits and 23 of them be a home run. That is crazy. I want to know the home run percentage of that. Not even the batting. But I also found this website here with these kind of different and interesting batting stats here, where you can check their contact percentage from every single type of pitch with a minimum of 250 pitches. So doing like all pitch types, and I'm doing contact percentage and then 250 pitches. So it's just telling me who the best contact hitters are in the country right now. You got Kyra Curran from Santa Clara, and that is pretty cool. She is a pretty good contact hitter, 39 hits, but only 1 home run and 11 RBIs. So she's just hitting doubles and singles all day long. Like,
our teammates aren't bringing their home.
I know Santa Clara is not doing too well right now, but it's an interesting little part of this site here because you can check who has the best contact versus just a fastball individually, and you can go through.
So what's this website called?
This is d1softball.com, and they got d1baseball.com as well, but they don't have this the synergy leaderboards on the baseball one. This is only on the softball. But I was sitting here messing around with this, checking like Taylor Francis, minimum of 150 pitches from Georgetown, contact percentage of 100% on fastballs. So, and same with Kyra Curran. Most of her contact hits are coming from hitting fastballs. So it's a good way. You can see who's making a lot of contact, and then you can check which pitch exactly they're like the best at hitting, or like which ones they really know how to hit, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And even with the pitchers, they have it on here too.
I bet you managers and coaches are on this site, like trying to figure out like what pitches you throw to hitters, like, you know, which ones to avoid because they've got such a high contact percentage on them. That's pretty cool.
And we have strike percentages too. So like best changeup. And this is on just strike percentages. So even if it was a ball that got swung at, it's getting counted here. So like one of the best changeups in the country right now, you can tell just by strike percentages right now, Jocelyn Brisky from Alabama, 74.2% of her changeups. And this is a minimum of 150 pitches are a strike. That's pretty nuts. That's pretty nuts. I've watched my older sister play some softball in high school. The changeup is crazy. That's like the most insane pitch ever.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, they have to pitch underhand too, so it's
yeah.
I feel like that's got to be a weird like motion to try to.
How are you able to read that?
Yeah. Well, like the way it's coming out of your hand, like I don't know. I feel like it would be tougher to get the ball to come out of your hand the right way for the type of pitch you're trying to do it, as opposed to going overhand. I haven't really done either type of pitching, so I would know. I'm no expert in this field, but
yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, there's such an art and technique to pitching, no matter how you do it.
It's like all about a lot of the advice I hear. I watch a lot of Trevor Bauer's YouTube channel, and like his pitching advice on a lot of stuff is like the follow through and like how the ball leaves your hand. And obviously each pitch has like a crazy different grip on how you hold the ball too. So it's like it's all about the grip and then how you're releasing the ball as well. Kind of get the movement. But some of those pitchers are crazy, man. Like they're breaking ball. It's like they're throwing a freaking wiffle ball at you, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to hit that.
All right. Well, we've got a little football news as well, but I'm not talking about the NFL. Now we're talking the UFL. It's back for another year, and we've got new teams. I think a lot of teams just either rebranded or moved. So it's like the same franchises, but the returning teams, we've got the Defenders. The Renegades just moved to Dallas, but they are, instead of in Arlington, they're now the Dallas Renegades. My Battlehawks of St. Louis are still at the Battle Dome, and we still got the Birmingham Stallions.
That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna have to check out a UFL game this summer.
Oh yeah,
Louisiana. It'd only be like a couple hours to get out there.
So our new teams, our new names. We still got a team in Houston. They are now the Houston Gamblers. We've got the Columbus Aviators, the Louisville Kings, and the Orlando Storm.
Gamblers?
Yeah, that one is dumb. I like the other ones.
Well, the Vegas basketball team can't take that name.
Yeah.
It's already been go ahead and patent that one. Never change it.
Houston Gamblers. Yeah, interesting name. So those are the new teams. We've also got new rules. So we're going to start with some of the rules that they've got.
4-point field goal. Is that what that says?
That's right.
What the
4-point field goal,
60 or plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any field goal from 60 yards or further will now be worth 4 points. So big leg kickers are going to be a must-have.
You're an asset now.
And
that's
then
cool.
They're all about trying to force teams into playing offense. They've adopted the 1 foot in bounds rule, so you just need 1 foot for a legal catch. Adopting the NCAA rules there. Now for red zone penalties, they will reinstitute the rule for half the distance to the goal for penalties committed in the red zone. They've eliminated the tush push, so there's no tush push in the UFL. So that'll be interesting to see how teams attack short yardage situations now. Punting and field position, there will be no punting inside the 50-yard line. So once you cross the field, there are no punts.
That's cool.
From anywhere inside the 49-yard line they're in.
We're gonna see a lot of like 4th down crazy touchdowns from like.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be seeing teams on the logo taking more shots in the UFL. I like that. That's gonna be cool. I mean,
it's gonna introduce a new layer of strategy too. Yeah, and you're gonna have to be way more efficient on 1st and 2nd down. You don't want to get the 3rd and long because you're gonna have on the other side of 50. You're gonna have to go for it. All right, the overtime. There's going to be 3 attempts per team. Teams will alternate attempts from the 5-yard line. If after 3 attempts for each team, the tie has not been broken, the teams will alternate until there's a winner. So you're basically going for like 2 points from the 5-yard line.
Conversions. A little college style.
Yeah, the home team has the choice to go on offense or defense first.
The home team.
Yeah. Home team.
There's no coin toss in the overtime. That's cool. Home field advantage really is a thing in this now. Okay.
All right. Then after a touchdown, there are 3 PAT options. So teams will have 3 scrimmage play options on their point after attempts. So you've got a 1-point conversion. It's a 33-yard field goal. There's going to be a 2-point conversion, ball placed at the 2-yard line, or a 3-point conversion with the ball at the 8. We've got coin toss. They're going to be doing the same thing there. That's not really new, but they've got some new kickoff rules. The kickoff line will be the ball will be kicked off from the 30-yard line. So they're kind of doing what the NFL looks like. They'll be lining up the 10 remaining players on the receiving team's 45-yard line. The receiving team will set up a zone that will stretch from its 40-yard line to the 35-yard line and must have at least 9 players in that zone. So it looks like they're now going to, you don't have to have everybody on the line. You can set up like a zone in between that 5 yards, and you just need to have 9 players in there. There will be a landing zone within the 20s. Out of bounds, obviously the ball goes to the 40. There will be 2 touchback spots. The 40-yard line for balls kicked into the end zone, and the 20-yard line for balls that hit in the landing zone and then enter the end zone. So that's an interesting wrinkle.
Okay.
a lot that you're going to have to practice. Can you get that ball to drop in the landing zone and then bounce into the end zone? And then, like, if you're the receiving team, you kind of got to take that. You don't want to give up that touchback because that's a huge shift in field position. So let's let you think about these rules. I love the 4-point field goal. I love the no punting thing. You know, like, screw it. I don't care. Like, that was a big problem that this league did have, is that there just wasn't a lot of offense. And I mean, like, there's 8 teams. There's not as many games. Like, let's give us some offense, man. Like,
yeah, make it a little bit more.
You guys are playing to try to get to the NFL anyways. Like,
let's
force yourselves to, get some more chances to make some plays, to do some incredible things. So
you got to ramp it up.
And I'm kind of okay with the tush push being gone. I would like to see some more strategy going into like a 4th and 1 or a 3rd and 1 instead of, all right, let's just get all the biggest guys on the field and everybody grab the QB's ass. Let's shove them. Like, it's kind of just getting boring at this point.
Well, the Eagles didn't get the best guard prospect. They didn't go out and just sign the best available offensive lineman or anything like that yet. So, I guess the only other football news we have is that the Saints signed Zach Wilson last night.
Quarterback competition in New Orleans now.
No, it's obviously a seasoned veteran piece that we're adding to the roster. It'll be a great backup. I don't know what's our deal with getting just like whose idea was getting Jake Haener. I just want to know who.
I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him.
I'm not upset about it anymore because we got Tyler Shuck. I gotta know who is like, all right, that guy from Fresno State. He's the one.
Trust, he can ball. He can ball.
Ian Book too. I get Notre Dame's got a pro style offense. Kind of hides some of it with some of those guys. But what else we got around the league? We could talk about the NHL. I know the Avalanche clinched a playoff spot as well as the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference, and nobody is yet to clinch in the East. You got to win 45 games in NHL to clinch yourself a playoff position. Vancouver being eliminated. And, I mean, at least you have nobody out of the picture in the East. No one's in, but no one's actually eliminated. It's a little bit closer.
The Rangers will probably be the first. They're right there. Vancouver's just been terrible. They only won 21 games.
I think it's either 35 or 40 losses when you're eliminated. I think 40.
They have 49 total, 41 regular and 8 in overtime. So,
oh man, the Rangers are probably going to be out pretty soon.
They're right there.
They got a lot more than
they're right there. I think it's them and wow, it's crazy. We're going to see some playoff teams from last year. They're probably not going to make it. I mean, the Maple Leafs and the Panthers are both fighting for last place at the bottom of the Atlantic. They've had we were talking about, what would Florida be going for a 3-peat, and now they're not even going to be making the playoffs. So that's crazy way for that sort of saga to end there.
Earlier in the season, they were playing really good.
They were. I mean, it didn't look like they were going to miss the playoffs, and then they just really started the backslide. And the Atlantic is just super competitive this year. I mean, like, there's the Buffalo and Tampa have a solid lead on everybody else, but then, like, I mean, the middle of the pack, everyone's like kind of right between. And besides Toronto, but everyone's like right between like 35 and 39 games won. Buffalo's been a little bit of a...
That's a pleasant surprise. They haven't been. Their last time in a Stanley Cup game was in 2011.
When was the last time these guys even made the playoffs? It's
been a while.
It's been a minute. Like they've been on a bit of a drought, dude. Yeah, Tage Thompson's been having himself a great year. 72 points, 36 goals. That guy's just been really solid. 36 assists. Up there with and then he's got his teammate Ramis Dahlin with 50. So yeah, dude, they've I mean, not a ton of like big name stars that we, hear about all the time too. It's just kind of like a good collection of guys there that have really been putting in the work there for Buffalo this season. So it'll be cool. I think they're pretty close to clinching a spot too. They're right at 44 games. How many games are left in the NHL season? Is it? They're a few games ahead of the NBA, if I remember correctly. So they have might be under 10.
1, 2. So the Penguin, I'd say like 10 to like 13. I was about to talk about the Penguins. They're doing pretty good this season. Third in the Metro Division in the East, 35-20. But another team, they haven't been around in a while. And I just like their logo, Penguin hockey player.
They got they have just one more point over New York, because New York has a lot more. The Islanders, has a lot more regulation losses, 7 more, but they've got 5 more wins. So that's a pretty tight race right there. And they're gonna have to.
Gotta love the Penguins. Just one of the OG centermen in the league, Sidney Crosby, is still leading you in points and goals. So, I mean, it's like a fan favorite team. You got a OG. That dude's been in the league since I was in elementary school, dude.
I'm kind of rooting for the Mammoth too to make their first playoff. What they just joined the league. Has it been 2 or 3 years now?
This will be their third year.
It's their third year.
First year they were the hockey club.
Yeah.
Second year they were the Mammoth.
So that'd be really cool to see them, finally get into the playoffs. But the Wild do have a pretty sizable lead in terms of points. They're up by 12. So I don't know. It's the top 3 from each.
Holy crap!
If I remember correctly, it's the top 3 from each conference, right? Or each division, rather. Make it. So yeah. I don't think I don't know if anybody's going to catch the Wild. They probably won't. And then obviously the Avs and the Stars were just so far ahead of the rest of everyone else.
Killed them. And on the Pacific, Anaheim, another team I'm cool with seeing in the playoffs. That'll be interesting. Edmonton and Vegas, the top 3 there. Let's see how Anaheim's doing. 40-27. Who's been their leading guy? Cutter Gauthier. I'm gonna guess it's like a French Canadian type of name. 62 points, 36 goals.
Man, but think about all the teams that made it last year, though. They're probably going to miss. I mean, the Kings are chasing Vegas right now to make it. You've got the Blues. They're probably not going to make it. Neither is Winnipeg. The Devils are probably going to miss it. The Capitals are probably going to miss. The Maple Leafs, the Panthers. It's going to be like basically a whole new field. I mean, besides like the top 3 in the Central and like Edmonton, it's a bunch of fresh new faces. Yeah. And the Hurricanes are gonna be back too. Sorry, Hurricanes. I didn't mean to leave you all out.
The current playoff matchups right now from this article: Okay, it came out 5 hours ago. So it'd be Buffalo and Boston, Tampa Bay and Montreal, and then you would have Carolina and Ottawa, and then Columbus playing against Pittsburgh. And then in the Western Conference, you'd have Colorado playing against Nashville, Dallas and Minnesota, Anaheim versus Utah, and then Edmonton versus Vegas. Because there's the top six. We were forgetting about the 2 wild card teams.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
In there.
The wild cards. So, they think Nashville makes it.
Yeah, Nashville and Utah would be your wild card 1 and 2 in the West. And then the Senators and the Bruins are your Eastern Conference wild cards.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Because you get your top 3 out of the Pacific, but then I don't know if anybody else in the Pacific would make it besides maybe LA. They're 3 points behind the Predators right now. But yeah, right now it looks like not Utah and Nashville would be your go-to wild cards there. Okay. Those would be some interesting matchups.
I would want that. Yeah. Dallas, Minnesota.
That would be
cinema right
there. That'd be cinema. That'd be a good first round matchup for sure. I think the Avs should probably take care of business against the
Predators. Yeah,
the Predators. That wouldn't be too crazy. Although they did just lose to them like 7-3 the other night.
Anaheim and Utah could be interesting. That could be a little bit of an upset.
Oh, no, that was the Penguins. Never mind. Yeah.
Edmonton and Vegas, another series that would be straight up cinema in the Western Conference.
The Avs goaltending, it did lapse a little bit, made me a bit nervous, but they seem to have gotten that locked back down a little bit. They've now rattled off 3 wins in a row after losing 4 out of their 4 out of 5 games. They're going to go not a super difficult stretch to close out the year. So let's see, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They got 12 more matchups. I mean, they could be 55 plus win team. Edmonton, Vegas are kind of tough on here. Dallas would be a tough one, but yeah, they could really probably looking to come out of that like 55, 56 wins on the season.
I really want to see some playoff hockey again, man. April is going to be a good time. Playoff hockey, playoff basketball, baseball. Ooh. Summer sports is great. Summer and spring sports is great. There's no football other than the UFL, but I mean, come on now. We're going to see some good sports while we wait for the NFL to start back up. Did we talk about Davis getting fired from UNC?
We didn't.
I think kind of fair enough. Good coach, but I kind of agree with it. Stunning, kind of got shocked after a 19-point comeback you allowed in that loss to VCU.
Right.
But also, just like the last few years, you kind of had some tough tournament losses. And even though they've had some of the greater players in the country, you know.
They went as a 1 seed. I think it was Alabama that beat them in the Sweet 16. Like that was pretty shocking one. I feel like we had them winning it all that year too in the community bracket. So that was frustrating. Yeah, I mean this one, like you can't even really use the best player was out excuse. Like it just had to. You were up 19 points and you really just blew that lead. So yeah, it's about time for it to move on. He's been, that's a very proud school. So I wonder who some potential head coaching candidates might be.
Let's see here. I want to see
Do they have
if this one is going to post has any potential. I mean, this is a pretty historic team. Could be former player. We see that happen a lot. Yeah, he was 125 and 54 career record. Holy crap. That's crazy.
I mean, they've got some interesting NBA candidates potentially. Billy Donovan.
Ooh.
Just stepping down from his role at the Bulls and going back to the college. He hasn't really coached college level since 2015, though. Brad Stevens. Isn't the craziest thing. I mean, he did lead Butler to back-to-back national titles in 2010 and 2011, but he's been
cooking in the front office.
Yeah, he's been cooking in the front office. I don't know. I also feel like an executive job might pay more.
Yeah, it's probably a lot more,
especially from the Celtics. So, but yeah, those could be interesting. And then it looks like the college options, they're saying Tommy Lloyd from Arizona could get lured away. Dusty May from Michigan, potentially. Which, I mean, maybe like they got really good things going there, though.
Yeah. Tommy Lloyd's only been at Arizona for 5 years too. I don't know if he would leave just yet.
Like, I feel like they've built like a really good.
Same with Dusty. I don't think they
really good culture there.
Yeah.
Like I know it's UNC and everything, but I don't know those two. I don't see. Maybe same like maybe TJ Otzelberger, but again, I think he's still in that same kind of spot. Where he might like what he's got going up there, but again, like UNC, their basketball program might have more money to go around. I do like Todd Golden from Florida, or like Nate Oates is the one I really like at Ben, because like what he did with Alabama was really impressive. Not much of a basketball school though, still, and so I think like he'd be like, yeah, I mean, it's North Carolina, it's one of the gold, it's like the gold standard, or one of the gold standards when it comes to basketball in college hoops.
Yeah, especially he's losing JT Toppin. I feel like the Texas Tech guy might be the best.
McCasland.
Yeah, he might have the most reason to leave. I don't know. He might take a lot of that talent over with him in the portal too. And he might want to build something new, but we'll see. We'll see.
Do you think there's any like coaches from a mid-major that might jump out as surprising candidates?
I mean, this is a crazy rivalry. What about the dude from Siena? What if North Carolina's like, all right, we see you. We kind of have to take those guys out twice a year in a home and home for like a really crazy blue blood college basketball rivalry. And you did a really good job coaching against John Shire. He might even be in there. The dude from Siena.
I'm blanking on his name now, but the High Point coach. I mean, like what High Point did last season, 31-5, took two very good. I mean, upset Wisconsin, took a very good Arkansas team down to the wire. They were 15-1 in conference play. Could be that could be an interesting move. Maybe Nick Cronin gets fired and goes to North Carolina.
Oh,
how that game, man?
If they never want to win again.
Trying to think. Nobody else is really jumping out.
He didn't get fired.
I mean, give it time. There's still a chance.
Fingers crossed.
Maybe the Miami, Ohio head coach. I mean, they had a really impressive season. Or like the guy at Akron. I mean, they just had those coach those teams to really good seasons. Yeah, but I'd imagine it's probably my favorite are probably Nate Oates or Grant McCaslin from Texas Tech. I think those would be my two most likely. Like McCaslin's like got a very he's got a very senior team, so like that ship's probably about to they're all about to sail off to different ways.
I like how the article just named off like every big name coach on like the other possible candidates. Dan Hurley.
Right. I was just still Rick Pitino and John Calipari.
Rick Pitino.
I mean, Calipari's actually not that crazy. Go back to the I mean, like he's done a good job with Arkansas, but like, man, could you imagine what he could potentially do at UNC?
Yeah, move over, go to the ACC, leave the SEC.
That wouldn't be necessarily the most shocking thing in the world.
That's true. But I mean, if you knock out number 1 Arizona, then I don't know. I don't know if you go to another team after that. You might have to stick it out. But we've got 5 minutes left. We were doing a mock draft and stuff last week. NFL Pro Day and stuff happening over the weekend. And I can't wait for the draft because it's a month away.
It's getting close.
Like 30 days, less than 30 days.
We should we might have to schedule a show where we just do a full 7-round mock draft like the week of the draft and
that sounds like fun.
See how we do. We're gonna keep doing some more mocks and everything. Let us know what your favorite team is. We can do a 7-round mock draft for them, or we just control the one team. I think we'll start doing some for some teams. We'll definitely do one for your Saints. We'll do one for my Broncos. For H's Miami Dolphins. He's a big Dolphins fan. What do you think about Dan Orlovsky keeps saying that Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in the class?
I mean,
I don't know. I think Simpson's he's undersized.
I think both of them, him and Fernando, they're pretty close.
That's
honestly.
true.
I think both of them.
I just like Fernando's like more. He showed a lot more poise throughout the year. And
handled the pressure.
I think they're both pretty similar, where they've got like they're more pocket passers. They've got some athleticism, but Ty Simpson, a little smaller, definitely had some injury problems, and got a little panicky at times. I mean, he looked really bad, like against Georgia in the SEC championship. And there was, who was that? Another team. Was it? I cannot remember the game, but he was another really good SEC defensive front that they were getting after him. Was it Old Miss? Who was it? Might have actually even been like South Carolina.
Yeah, Old Miss. It might have been Oklahoma.
Oh, that's right.
They played in the playoffs.
They did beat them. But that first game against Oklahoma, in the regular season, yeah, there were some things that didn't really fill me with a lot of confidence there about him as prospect.
That's true.
But
their running game was awful, though. Their running game was trash.
Oh yeah, that was a big issue too. Is they had a horrendous running game.
I'll give him a benefit of the doubt on that one. I just want to see. I want to see if he even gets drafted. There's some teams that do need a quarterback, but like,
I mean, we know Fernando's probably a Raider. Where do we think Ty goes? Like,
I want him to go to the Steelers, and I want Aaron Rodgers to just retire.
I think the three most likely landing spots for him are the Steelers, the Jets, or the Cardinals.
The Cardinals could be cool. They just got a new coach and everything. You see what you can build off of. Honestly, yeah. Arizona needs a fresh start over there. They got some weapons for him to work with. One of the best tight ends.
And then after that, who do you think the next quarterback off the board is?
I'm open. It's Taylor Green, honestly.
My pick would honestly be Beck just for his age and experience.
That's fair.
If you're looking for like Drew Aller, PFF has him as like the fourth best.
Same with Nussmeier.
Yeah,
both of those guys are doo-doo.
I feel like Klubnik, honestly, it could
Klubnik, yeah, probably goes higher.
Like him there, but we've actually hit 10 o'clock, so we do got to sign off here, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Till the Final Whistle here on Military Broadcast Radio. We will catch you guys next week.
Life is like a duck. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Here at Military Broadcast Radio, we're teaming up with our friends at Die Tired, the veteran-friendly music band spreading strength, resilience, and mental health awareness one shirt at a time.
And check this out. Their brand new shirts feature broadcast beaker right on the breast pocket. A reminder that you can weather the storm, and you're never alone.
Shirts are only $25, and proceeds support giving veterans a voice. MBR's mission to teach veterans how to podcast and videocast. Because when our vets are talking, they're not overthinking. They're not second-guessing. Together, we stop the 22 stigma. Grab your shirt today at mbradio.us and hit the shop. Or go directly to toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband. That's toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband.
Suit up, stand strong.
Remember, we're unduckable together.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.